नमस्कार, बहुत बहुत स्वागत आप सभी का हमारे आज के लाइव इंटरैक्टिव सेशन में। मैं हूं आपके साथ नेहा। हमारा ये विशेष कार्यक्रम आप CIET NCERT के विभिन्न माध्यमों से देख पा रहे हैं, जैसे NCERT ऑफिशियल यूट्यूब चैनल, साथ ही PM विद्या चैनल नंबर 11 पर ये कार्यक्रम प्रसारित हो रहा है। इसके साथ साथ NCERT PM विद्या क्लास 11th पर भी आप ये सेशन देख रहे हैं, हमारा आज का लाइव इंटरैक्टिव सेशन, जिसमें आज हम क्लास 11th के बारे में बात करने वाले हैं। और जो सब्जेक्ट आज हमने आपके लिए चूज़ किया है वो है सोशियोलॉजी, जिसमें आज का टॉपिक रहेगा इंट्रोड्यूसिंग वेस्टर्न सोशियोलॉजिस्ट्स। और इस खास विषय पर बहुत सी चर्चा करने के लिए हमारी आज की एस्टीम्ड एक्सपर्ट हमारे साथ स्टूडियो में मौजूद हैं। मैं स्वागत करना चाहूँगी डॉक्टर प्रियदर्शनी समांतरे का, जो हमारे साथ आज मौजूद हैं और आप असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर हैं DESS NIE नई दिल्ली से। मैम नमस्कार, बहुत बहुत आपका स्वागत। तो प्यारे बच्चों और जितने भी दर्शक हमें देख रहे हैं, बहुत से पेरेंट्स हमारे साथ जुड़े होंगे, अभिभावक हमें देख रहे हैं, आप सभी का एक बार फिर से हार्दिक अभिनंदन। और कोई भी सवाल आज के विषय से जुड़ा अगर आपके मन में है तो आप हमें संपर्क कर सकते हैं। उसके भी कई ऐसे माध्यम हैं जिनसे आप हम तक पहुंच सकते हैं, जैसे कि हमारा फ़ोन नंबर आप अपनी स्क्रीन पर देख सकते हैं। द नंबर इज़ 8800440559। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस, अगर आप हमें विस्तार से लिखना चाहें तो आप हमें ईमेल भी कर सकते हैं। dth.class11@ciet.nic.in हमारा ईमेल ID है। इसके अलावा अगर आप अभी तुरंत हमें मैसेज करेंगे NCERT ऑफिशियल यूट्यूब चैनल पर, तो आपका जो भी प्रश्न होगा या फिर आपका फीडबैक और कोई भी सजेशन हम तुरंत एक्सेप्ट करेंगे और उसको अपने एक्सपर्ट के साथ भी शेयर करेंगे। तो ये थी बात किस तरीके से आप हमें संपर्क कर सकते हैं। चलिए अब सेशन को आगे बढ़ाते हैं। 2 से 3 के बीच में ये सेशन क्लास 11th के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए हम लेकर आए हैं। सोशियोलॉजी आज का सब्जेक्ट है और बात हम करने वाले हैं इंट्रोड्यूसिंग वेस्टर्न सोशियोलॉजिस्ट विषय पर। तो अब मैं डॉक्टर प्रियदर्शनी से जानना चाहूँगी कि मैम, सबसे पहले तो सोशियोलॉजी जितना मैं समझती हूँ इज़ अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट सब्जेक्ट फॉर द स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ क्लास 11th एंड ऑफ कोर्स लेटर ऑन क्लास 12th के बच्चों के लिए भी। तो इसमें सबसे पहले क्या आप हमें बताएंगी, व्हाट इज़ द इमर्जेंस ऑफ सोशियोलॉजी, हाउ डू वी डू इट, व्हाट इज़ द कंसेप्ट ऑफ इट?
Okay. Neha, this is the chapter of this is their chapter 4 in introducing Western sociology. Before we would start our discussion, I would like to inform our learners that in this chapter we are going to discuss the emergence of sociology and what are the factors that are responsible for the emergence of sociology and the contributions of our Western sociologists. So, as you asked me that emergence of sociology, we know that sociology is the study of society, and it is also known as the scientific study of society. It is one of the youngest social science discipline, and sociology came to be established as the social science in the middle of 19th century, and sociology sometimes it called as the child of the age of revolution because it was born in the 19th century. It is the social science of 19th century, and that time there was a revolutionary change in the demise of pre-modern world and the rise of the modern world. So, a new period emerged in Europe in that time. There was a complete and comprehensive transformation in the society, and it has left nothing unchanged in the socio-political and historical context. So, without understanding this transformation, we cannot comprehend that why and how a new discipline sociology emerged.
All right, ma'am. So, because we have already talked about the emergence of sociology, now I would like to come to the question that what exactly are the factors that can be responsible for the emergence of sociology?
Yes, there are 3 major factors that is known as triple revolutions in the emergence of sociology. The first one is Enlightenment, the second is French Revolution, and the third is Industrial Revolution. So, the Enlightenment, it is also, so first we will discuss what is Enlightenment. So, this is the Enlightenment. that is already known as a European Enlightenment, or it is also known as the French Revolution. So, Enlightenment, it during the late 17th and 18th century, Western Europe saw the emergence of radically change in the thinking about the world. So, when we are talking about enlightenment, it indicates the kind of intellectual and cultural enlightenment, or we can say it is the intellectual or cultural revolution. So, the transformation that took place in this enlightenment period, that change in the ideas, reasons and knowledge, and also some philosophers, they are culturally engaged in this process. The Enlightenment thinkers, they argued that the use of reason to analyze and understand the universe and the world around them, rather than blindly accepting the reasoning of religion and traditions. So, this period there is a transformation of knowledge. Then in this period there was a new philosophy of rational thought has been established. The human being has the ability to think rationally and critically was the central feature of human being. On the other hand, the person who could think and reason could be considered as the fully human, and this enlightenment, it emerged in the wake of scientific revolution, and enlightenment is also seen as a march of progress and improvement, and it is the period of reason and science overcoming the superstition of middle age. And enlightenment was made the attitude of secular, scientific, humanistic mind. And the second one, the second factor is French Revolution. So, this French Revolution is most importantly, it is a political change in the European countries, and it is most importantly, it emerged in 1789, and it indicates the kind of radical change and arrival of political transformations it is the political transformation of European society, it is the arrival of political sovereignty and democracy, and it is the turning point in the history of a human struggle for freedom and equality, and it put an end to the age of feudalism and a new order of society. The ideas like liberty, equality and fraternity became popular in the modern state. So, French Revolution, it is the revolution that brought a new order of society, and it is the emancipation of individual from the oppressive rule of religious and feudal institutions. In French Revolution, there was abolition of slavery in the French colonies, and the French middle class, they deeply affected by the idea of liberty, equality and fraternity. The third factor is Industrial Revolution, and Industrial Revolution, it took place in Britain late 18th century and early 19th century, and this was a complete transformation with the rise of capitalism and the foundation of modern industry. So, the process of industrialization, it again replaced the agrarian feudal system that was practiced in Europe, and all these change took place in the background of Renaissance and Reformations, and it has two major aspects: new industries and technologies change the social and physical environment, and these new industries also demands industrial production, particularly the invention of new machines and new source of power. And the second is industrial revolution. It also evolved a new way of organizing labor and market, and it also led urbanization, because factories and industries are developed, and factories industry they demand skilled and unskilled labor, a new method of increasing the production process. So, these changes in the production system has also affect the social life. The factories set up in urban area, and these factories demand laborers from the rural area. So, rural area people, they left their agricultural occupation, they migrated to the urban area, and they settled there. So, industrialization led to the urbanization, urban areas develop, and new rich, powerful middle class, capitalist class people developed. Modern forms of governance, health, new kind of knowledge emerged in these industrial revolutions. And with the change of economy, society has also changed, and capitalism become more and more complex. They are become more profiter than the others. The development of banks, insurance companies, finance corporation took place. A new class of industrial workers, managers, and capitalists emerged. And so, the industrial revolution has a major impact of the emergence of sociology. So, these three revolutions are responsible for the emergence of sociology as a young social science.
Yes, ma'am. So, since we have already spoken and discussed about the emergence of sociology, we have also understood the concept of French Revolution and the Industrial Revolution. So, my question to you now is that what role has been played by the modern sociologists and the Western sociologists in this scenario?
Okay, before we were going to proceed, you can, it is visible on your screen that activities for you, for the learners. You can write what do you mean by these three revolutions, and what are its consequences, and why these consequences are relevant in the emergence of sociology. So, what are the role of Western sociologist? A French philosopher, Auguste Comte, he is considered as the father of sociology, and his first time used the term sociology, and he defined sociology as the science of social phenomena subject to natural and invariable law, the discovery which is the object of investigation. So, he first used this term in his book Positive Philosophy in 1839, and he also said that if you study sociology in two parts, social statics and social dynamics. Then Durkheim, he has also defined it, sociology as a social facts or social institution. Weber, he has defined sociology as the study of social actions. A British sociologist, Anthony Giddens, he describes sociology as the study of modernity. So, these are very powerful statements, and that is why we consider Marx, Durkheim and Weber as the foremost theorists of modernity. They are the central pillar of the study of modernity. From sociological point of view, they lived, they experienced and they reflected over the rise of modernity, and they were the people of their time, because they all, these philosophers, they all have experienced this period of change in the European society. So, this is all about our Western sociologist. So, in Western sociologist, first we will discuss Karl Marx. Karl Marx, his period will start from 1818 to 1883, and he was from Germany, and he was born in Germany. He was a political activist and a revolutionary, and he studied philosophy, but he was not a philosopher. He was a social thinker who advocated the end of oppressions and exploitations. He has he had a proper academic writings. That you see his writings, that Communist Manifesto, Capital, so and Communist and the Capital of 3 volumes of Capital, and many writings of Marx were published after his death, and he critically engaged the capitalist society, and he analyzed various aspects of social life very minutely, and he believed that human society had progressed through different stages. These are primitive, slavery, feudalism and capitalism. So, capitalism was the last phase of human advancement, but Marx believed that it would give a way to socialism, and Marx desired to bring about a radical change in society through his thinking.
All right, ma'am. So now, because we have already seen the introduction of Karl Marx, who is a very important person when we talk about sociology, so I would like you to talk a little about his theory of class and class conflict.
Okay. So, these are the writings of Karl Marx: German Ideology, Holy Family, Poverty of Philosophy, Communist Manifesto, Capital. So, when we are talking about Karl Marx theory of class and class conflict, Karl Marx sociology is popularly known as sociology of conflict. In his book Communist Manifesto, that was published in 1848, he has explained that class is that history of every society is the hitherto of class struggle. So, every society has a struggle between 2 classes. So, classes, as per Karl Marx, it is economic in nature, and who share a common relationship to the means of economic productions, and those who control the owns and the means of productions, they are the rich, they are the slave owners, they are the capitalists, and they are the feudal landowners and owners of the property, and they are the dominant class. And those who serve them, those who work for them, they are the slaves, peasants or industrial laborers, are the subordinate class. So, the relationship between 2 classes is not only dominance and subordination, but also a kind of exploitation. When this exploitation reach at the peak level, then the class conflict emerge. Then the revolution has started from one class to another class. So, Marx believed that human society evolved through different stages. So,
ऑल राइट मैम. सो एक और सवाल मेरे मन में आ रहा है कि जब हम कैपिटलिस्ट सेटअप की बात करते हैं तो वहाँ पर क्लास कॉन्फ्लिक्ट कैसे काम करती है, एंड आई थिंक इट्स अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन विद रेफरेंस टू द सब्जेक्ट एंड ऑफ कोर्स क्लास 11th. सो प्लीज थ्रो सम लाइट ऑन दिस ऑल्सो.
yes. Because Karl Marx has discussed that society has evolved through different stages according to the means of production. According to Marx, class is economic in nature. So, human society has gone through different stages: primitive communism, slavery, feudalism and capitalism. So, the first is primitive communalism, which there is no private property. The second is slavery, here in this stage there are two classes, one is master and another is slave. So, one class owns and exploit the member of another class. The third is feudalism, so which a class of landowners exploit the means of mass peasants. And the fourth one is the capitalist class. They are the owners of the means of productions, and in this capitalist period the society divided into two types, the capitalist and the working class. So, the capitalist, they are always gain the profit, and they are the owner of the means of production and relations of production. They control the factories and industry, and the tension of class conflicts lead to a revolution that results in the fifth stage, that is according to Marx is communism. And Marx has also said that there was no class system, no private property in the primitive society, and but all when agricultural economy introduced, and there are few individuals, they are free from the food productions to do the other tasks. So, this is all about Marxist theory of class and class conflict.
Ma'am, would you also like to talk about some other sociologists that we have in this very topic apart from Karl Marx?
Yes. There is also a another sociologist, that is Émile Durkheim. Émile Durkheim, he was a French philosopher, and he was also considered, he may be considered as the founder of formal discipline sociology, because he was the first sociologist who became a professor of university in 1917, and in his biography you can see that he born into a Jewish family, and his father wanted him to become a rabbi, but soon he lost all the interest towards religion, and he became a professor of sociology, and he wrote division of labor, rules of sociological method and suicide. So, as Durkheim's intellectual influence, if we analyze his intellectual influence, he has born from a religious family, but he has a secular mindset that has reflected in his work of elementary form of religious life. So, he was actively concerned with the politics throughout life. Coming from a religious family, he developed secular understanding about religion, and he passed away in a very young age in 1917. So, Durkheim's vision of sociology, he established sociology as a unique discipline, and he studied how sociology is a formal discipline who studies society and social change. So, Durkheim actively concerned with the politics throughout his life, and he mainly concerned about how sociology is engaged in the study of society. So, Durkheim was also a follower of Comte tradition, and Durkheim has also influenced by the Comte philosophy, that scientific study of sociology. So, the intellectual development of Durkheim resembles that of the Comte thought, and Durkheim, with the help with Max Weber, he has also studied sociology as a independent discipline. So, Durkheim's main vision was to study sociology as a study of social facts. So, Durkheim has given various rules of study sociology as a social fact. So, these are the rules of sociological methods.
मैम अभी अभी आपने कहा सोशल फैक्ट, व्हाट एग्जैक्टली अ सोशल फैक्ट इज?
Yes, social fact for to study social fact, Durkheim has he has a philosophical guiding tool, we can say, that various rules for the study of social fact. These are the rules like the method of study social fact, rules for the observation of social fact, rules for distinguishing between normal and pathological fact, rules for classification of social types, and rules for establishing social fact. So, his vision of sociology as a scientific discipline, and so the first his vision was study the subject matter of sociology as a social fact, and the second defining feature is that like the most of the natural science, it was to be an empirical discipline. So, Durkheim's social fact is the way of acting, thinking and feeling which is external to the individual, that is not internal, that is external to the individual. And social fact is very powerful. Social fact, it controls us, and social fact it is powerfully, it control us, and we act in a certain specified manner in different context, because social fact, when we for example, when we are sitting in a temple, it means somehow our society control us. When we are sitting in a temple or recreation, the way we act, think, feel external to the individual. So, the mind and consciousness, it controlled by the social fact and society. With the power of individual, so the individual has no role, because the individual mind and consciousness controlled by the society. So, social fact, it forced to obey the direction of social fact. So, social fact, it is external in nature, and social fact, you have to follow the rules and regulations of society. You cannot go against of society. फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल, मैं आपको यहाँ बताना चाहती हूँ, अगर हम किसी डेथ सेरेमोनी में हैं, तो व्हाट वी कैन डू, वी हैव टू फॉलो द रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस ऑफ आवर सोसाइटी. इट इज़ नॉट internal, or it is not part of our mind and consciousness. So, this way, as per Durkheim, that social fact control us. Social fact is a very powerful force. So, it is visible in your screen that social fact, for him, sociology is the study of social fact. Social fact are external to the individual mind, and it is a forceful over the individual, and they are independent of the individual will, and society is an autonomous entity. So, when we are talking about social fact, so Durkheim has clearly mentioned that there are three characteristics of social fact. These three characteristics are externality, constraint and generality. So, as per Durkheim, we know social is composed and society is consist with the help of individual. Without individual, there can be no society. So, they have to interact. When they interact, the particular form of interaction takes place. That is the focal point of social fact, and that is the focal point of Durkheim. So, social fact has unique characteristics: externality, constraint and generality. externality, social fact is external in nature. So, because it exists outside of individual, it is exist outside of individual mind and consciousness. And the second one is constraint. Social fact not only the outside, they have ability to put enormous constraint on you. They can influence you, they can control you. So, social facts are so powerful. The third feature is generality. Social fact is general for all, and which is again it control you, and you have no you cannot go beyond the social fact, because social fact is very powerful and it is general, it is a collective phenomena, and they are collective. That is why they are found in every society. So, social fact are collective representation which emerged from the association of people. When we interact with each other, we develop a social fact. Then Durkheim has a other book, that is Division of Labor in Society. Division of Labor in Society, it is his doctoral thesis and it is his first major book. And this Division of Labor Society, Durkheim has discussed about the division of society, and this is considered to be one of the most important work of Durkheim. His understanding about the society, transition and transformation of the society. Durkheim explained the evolution of society from primitive to modern, and he made a comparison between primitive and civilized society in terms of his concept of solidarity. He actually looks into the past, interpret the present. He makes a distinction, he makes a classification between primitive society and modern society. And that is because, why? Because Durkheim was living that period. Durkheim, this modern society is the period of Durkheim's time. So, a modern European industrial society and more primitive society. He wanted to compare, contrast between these two types of society. Durkheim examined the unique features of modern society by comparing it to the pre-modern world. So, we have to understand the mechanical solidarity and the organic solidarity. So, Durkheim in his Division of Labor Society, it is his doctoral thesis and it has published in 1893. So, he has explained about this primitive and modern society.
Ma'am, in this slide we can see some important terminologies like social solidarity. We also have mechanical solidarity and organic solidarity. So, could you please elaborate what exactly we mean by social solidarity in the first place?
Yes, when Durkheim explained this Division of Labor Society, he used three themes. The first is classification of society, social solidarity and law. So, social solidarity, it is a very fascinating concept and it is a unique concept. Social solidarity, a sense of feeling together, a sense of identification, a sense of belongingness. थिंक अबाउट, आप लोग एक क्लासरूम में बैठे हो, तो जब आपकी क्लास के साथ दूसरी क्लास के साथ आपका इंटर क्लास कंपटीशन हो रहा है, इट मे बी स्पोर्ट्स कंपटीशन, कल्चरल एक्टिविटी, सो दैट टाइम यू डेवलप ए यूनिटी एंड बिलोंगिंगनेस और वी फीलिंग between the class. So, that unity, belongingness is social solidarity that Durkheim want to explain here, that social solidarity, this social solidarity we will get in primitive society and in the modern civilized society. So, social solidarity, it is a very unique concept Durkheim used to classify these two society, and social solidarity, it is a unity, belongingness among each other. So, and we can say it is a we feeling among the individual. So according to Durkheim, that primitive society is characterized by mechanical solidarity and based on the collective consign, and the advanced society, the modern society, it characterized by organic solidarity and based on the division of labor. So he classified society by the nature of social solidarity which existed in that society.
Yes, ma'am. So now we can also talk about mechanical solidarity and organic solidarity.
Yes, mechanical solidarity, Durkheim has explained this solidarity is found in the primitive society. Mechanical solidarity is solidarity of resemblance, it is the solidarity of integrity, and it is rooted in the similarity of individual. When we are talking about mechanical solidarity, this mechanical solidarity we found in the primitive society. It is in this society the relationship are personal in nature, their population is very low, and the people have a develop a concept that is collective conscience among them. Then question comes to our mind, what is collective conscience? Collective conscience, it is a set of belief and sentiment common to the average members of the society. This prevails mostly in the primitive society, and the common conscience completely cover the individual mentality and morality. So social solidarity, it is the ties, social solidarity लोगों के बीच में, it is the ties that bind the individual and community, and social solidarity is very strong, collective conscience is very strong in the primitive society, and they are the members of the same collectivities, they feel same emotion, cherish the same values and hold the same thing sacred. So the society is coherent, homogeneous and similar and personal relation in mechanical solidarity. Durkheim has also talked about social solidarity is very strong in the primitive society, because this is the common conscience and it completely covers the individual mentality and morality. So for example, we can take mechanical solidarity, for example, that the agrarian society and tribal society, the individual and community so tightly integrated with each other. The second one Durkheim has used, that is organic solidarity. Organic solidarity, it is the opposite of mechanical solidarity, and organic solidarity according to Durkheim increasingly it develop by the density of population is the major key to the development of organic solidarity and division of labor. So organic solidarity, it emerged with the growth of division of labor, and this especially found in the modern civilized society. So this organic solidarity, that individuals are more specialized, and as they are more specialized, they are more integrated with each other. So Durkheim here explained that in division of labor, the work has divided between as per the specialization, but people are integrated with each other through their specialization. More specialized, more depend you are on others. So you specialize and more depend on others. So in this society, the collective conscience is less collective consign, and there is division of labor, and this division of labor, it based on the heterogeneity among its member due to the density of population in the modern civilized society. People are specialized and they integrated with each other as per their socialization. And in organic solidarity, it found, as I have already mentioned, that it is found with a larger population, and it is based on the heterogeneity among its member, and it is the relationship are very impersonal. And here Durkheim has explained about organic solidarity emerge with the growth of division of labor. For primitive society, we have collective consign, and for organic solidarity, the integration is division of labor, and most of the social relationship are impersonal in nature. Then he has also explained about the law of these two types of society, primitive society and modern society. So, in primitive society, the law, he said, that is repressive in nature, and in the modern society the law is restitutive in nature. So, these two terms you should be familiar. So, the restitutive and repressive law. Restitutive law is found in the modern society, and repressive law was found in the primitive society. So, repressive law, this means that in modern society the law means to repair, to, you know, if you are conducting any kind of criminal act, it will correct you. So, it is not that much hard towards you. So, here bring a very important analysis on the question of law and punishment, because in primitive society the law is restitutive law. If you are conducting any criminal activity, you have to punish, you have to you are bound to punish. So, there is no repressive, they are very strict, and you have to punish, and that punishment is to teach a lesson, and so that is why he used the term repressive. The society mostly function with the aim of penalizing the individual. You have to punish, you have no control. If you are committing any crime in the primitive society, the law is to punish, that punishment is for a lesson. So, the modern society, the law aim is to repair or correct the wrong. If you are committing any crime, so the individual has given some autonomy in the modern society or civilized society, but in the primitive society the law is very strict, and that law is to punish. So, in modern society is more differentiated society, and it is becoming more complicated. So, the fundamental aim of modern society law is to restore the life of individual, and a restitutive law is contrast to punish the individual. So, Durkheim in division of labor in society provide a good purview of the social solidarity, law, and division of labor.
Yes, ma'am. So, I think now we are going to talk about the theory of suicide. Is that important with regard to the chapter, ma'am?
Yes, Durkheim has also he has written a book that is suicide, that suicide he mentioned that society is responsible for committing suicide, and mainly he rejected the psychological factors of suicide. His theory of suicide based on the basis of data collected from various European countries. He rejected the, as I have already mentioned, he rejected the psychological explanation of suicide. There is no sudden increase in the rate of suicide and crime in normal society. He also said that suicide can be interpreted in the context of sick society. So, there are, he has also mentioned that there are some social factors that are responsible for suicide: social solidarity, sociability and normlessness. These provide the context for the study of suicide, and he has categorized 3 types of suicide: egoistic suicide, enemy suicide and altruistic suicide. Egoistic suicide, it is the result from the loneliness, from an excess of individualism, and egoistic suicide, that individual unable to perform the role that is expected to him. So, this goes beyond the dignity and honor. When individual feel that loneliness and excess of individualism, egoistic suicide, that we call egoistic suicide. Then Durkheim has explained the altruistic suicide. Altruistic suicide, when individual sacrifice his life for the sake of social cause. So, Durkheim, he has explained a high level of social solidarity and collective concern, and individual sacrifice his life for the sake of society. For example, Sati Pratha, and are dying in the battlefield defending the motherland, example of altruistic suicide. The last one is enemy suicide. Enemy means normlessness, and it is the circumstances when social norms collapse, the individual find himself in a state of personal disorganization, the breakdown of social norms, and sudden social change when collective conscience of individual became a victim of enemy suicide. So, these 3 suicide Durkheim has explained, and these are the exercises for our learners. Why industrial revolution is important for emerging sociology? What are the factors of this emerging sociology? And the second question, what are the 3 major revolutions that are responsible for emerging sociology? And we have discussed Karl Marx. Then what is the Marx theory of social change, and how this social change affect the class conflict, how this social change affect the society, and why do class come into the conflict, and what is social solidarity? You have to write that as per the division of labor of the society, and what is the difference between mechanical solidarity and organic solidarity? You have to mention where mechanical solidarity practiced and where organic solidarity was practiced, and what is egoistic suicide.
That's great, मैम. The end of the exercise is very important, and हमारे जितने भी दर्शक हमें देख रहे हैं, आज का लेसन अटेंड करने के बाद तो वो जो एंड में एक्सरसाइज आपने शेयर की है उसके सभी आंसर्स वो बड़े आराम से दे पाएंगे. मैम, इज देयर एनी स्पेसिफिक वर्ड लिमिट दैट दे नीड टू फॉलो व्हाइल आंसरिंग दीज क्वेश्चंस?
These are the subjective questions, and they can write one paragraph to 200 to 250 words.
ऑल राइट. एंड हमारे बच्चों को ये बात ध्यान में रखनी चाहिए कि जो वर्ड लिमिट अभी मैम ने आपको बताई है वो आपके काम आनी चाहिए. तो इसी के साथ हमारा आज का ये लेसन क्लास 11th के लिए इंट्रोड्यूसिंग वेस्टर्न सोशियोलॉजिस्ट यहीं अपने समापन पर आ पहुंचा है. मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगी हमारी आज की एस्टीम्ड एक्सपर्ट डॉक्टर प्रियदर्शिनी समांतरे मैम का. मैम, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आप हमारे साथ आज रहीं. बहुत अच्छा सेशन आज हम सभी ने यहाँ अटेंड किया. थैंक यू सो वेरी मच मैम. सो डियर व्यूअर्स, ये था आज का क्लास 11th का सेशन। आई एम होपिंग कि आपने बहुत ध्यान से आज का सेशन अटेंड किया होगा। इतना डिटेल में मैम ने ये लेसन एक्सप्लेन किया जो आपके बहुत काम आएगा। तो ये थी आज क्लास 11th की बारी, लेकिन इसके बाद एक और सेशन आप सभी अटेंड करने वाले हैं जो क्लास 12th के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए हम लेकर आएंगे। आइए एक नज़र उस पर भी डालते हैं। तो 3 से 4 के बीच में इकोनॉमिक्स सब्जेक्ट रहेगा और आज का टॉपिक रहेगा अंडरस्टैंडिंग इंडियन बजट। वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दिस चैप्टर इज़। और इसी के साथ एक और चीज़ मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगी कि सुबह 8 बजे आप हमारा कार्यक्रम देखते हैं योग शक्ति, जो अब तो आप सोमवार को देख पाएंगे, लेकिन आज का भी आपने अटेंड किया होगा सेशन योग शक्ति का। तो ये थी जानकारी हमारे कुछ कार्यक्रमों के बारे में। तो अब मैंने यहाँ आप सभी से अनुमति लेती हूँ। आप सभी अपना ख्याल रखिएगा और बहुत जल्द कुछ ही मिनटों में हम आपसे क्लास 12th के इकोनॉमिक्स के सेशन के साथ मिलेंगे। तब तक के लिए मुझे दीजिए अनुमति। नमस्कार।